Welcome to the Fantasy Fundamental Podcast. We're here every Sunday morning to deep dive on this week's games, touching on projected starts, sits, possible trades, waiver wire ads, and lines. Don't forget, in the description is timestamps for jumping around to your most interested topics and links to our affiliate, BetUS. Our subscribers will be entered into giveaways from everything from signed jerseys and helmets to footballs and posters. Stay until the end to get more info on what we have to offer. But for now, let's meet your hosts.
We have big news. Big news. This is not a drill. We have big news. We have a new subscriber on our Patreon to support this channel to not have ads. I want to thank you to What's Up.
Welcome, What's Up? Glad to have you, buddy.
Yeah. Today on the show, we're breaking down games. What's the first game on the list?
Got the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, over-under on this game's 53.5. I don't know. I think that is a really generous line at 3.5.
Yeah. I feel like the Titans should have more.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy game for the Titans. I think the Texans are more aggressive. I think they are a better team, but they're not better than the Titans. I think the Titans are going to throw the ball fairly well on the Texans, and Henry's going to run the ball fairly well on the Texans.
Should go pretty good for them.
Should go pretty good. The Titans have a good defense, so I think the Texans score points.
Yeah, they should have to throw a lot. Cooks, he looked good last week. He had 12 targets. He scored a touchdown. He looked really good, and it's the first week. O'Brien gone. I think he continues to get more involved. Maybe not 12 targets, but I think he does see an uptick in more usage and more consistent.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, the Titans are pretty much clicking on all cylinders right now. They look fantastic. The Texans, yeah, they got that nice win last week, but they can't keep up that momentum, which is sad. I mean, Watson is a good quarterback, but it just seems like they're not the same team without Hopkins there now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that team. I mean, you lose your head coach, all this stuff. Yeah. I think the Titans are just refreshed from their little break of COVID.
I don't know. The Titans' defense is not good, though.
The Titans?
Yeah, Titans' defense is not good.
Titans' defense is good.
No, it's not. Defensive passing, they're ranked 23rd. Defensive running, they're ranked 27th.
Yeah, but they also win against some pretty high-powered offenses.
Yeah, but they didn't play a week.
Oh,
that's a pretty bad defense, honestly.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Their secondary has always been pretty solid.
Yeah.
But that being said, though, Henry should still have a big game because the Texans' defense isn't much better when it comes to the run.
Yeah,
they're ranked 31st.
That should be where it starts.
And they have not had a bye week.
Right. Yeah, this might be a good fantasy game to play Texans wide receivers, I suppose. They're ninth in offensive passing, so I don't know. I think Henry has a big game.
Yeah.
I think the Titans win. I don't think it's that close. I have 28-21 Titans over Texans.
I got the Titans winning at 31-24.
I got the Titans winning 31-28. So I'm actually a little bit closer to that.
Yeah. Ravens, Eagles, 47.5. Eagles are getting 7.5. A lot of.
They looked good last week against the Steelers.
Honestly, I would take the under on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I said the Eagles' defense is better than people think.
I think that defense will play well against this offense because it stops and it makes Lamar Jackson throw. That's the only thing he'll be able to do, or run. That's the only thing he'll be able to do, and I think they can stop that.
Yeah, that's the best thing he does.
Yeah, but that's the only thing they can stop. I think they can stop that. Maybe not to win, but I think they can slow it.
What I'm curious is, does Wentz have a new target now in Fulgham?
He looked good. He looked better than Ward.
Fantastic. But is that going to be his favorite target now for the rest of the year?
Yeah, they said Ward earned that 3 spot. Even when everybody comes back and it's healthy, Ward has earned that 3 spot on his team. So when everybody's back and healthy,
for the year though, I think eventually.
I think that changed because if he can, if him and Fulgham keep having that kind of chemistry,
Well, Fulgham's outside. He's an outside receiver. So when they come back, he's going back to the bench. Ward is a slot, and as of right now, he looks like the best one. I don't know too much about some of the injured players because they haven't been in. So maybe this changes. But at this moment, from what I'm hearing, Ward has secured that 3 spot, that slot underneath.
I think it's like Deshaun Jackson. He's up there in the years. He's injury prone now. The last few years, he's been going out. I mean, if Fulgham and Wentz gets that kind of chemistry going, why not keep Fulgham in the lineup?
I like the Eagles. I would probably take him at 7.5, but Wentz is not someone I trust. I don't think Wentz is very good.
I don't trust this team.
I don't trust Wentz. I think they should move on from him, be honest.
No.
Oh, yeah. I've never liked Wentz. Not just because I'm a Cowboys fan, just watching Wentz in general.
Yeah.
He had those few good years at the start of his career.
If people are ready to pull the plug on some of these young guys, I think that's at least a conversation that should be talked about in that offense. If they end up with only 3 or 4 wins this season, I think you easily you find a new quarterback.
I don't think they'll have that few wins.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really torn on this. I have the Ravens at 31, the Eagles at 24. That 7.5 line I'm kind of real close to, but I don't know. I definitely think it should be over 47.5. I can see the Ravens getting some scores, and I can see the Eagles getting some scores. I think this is a decent game. I think it's sloppy.
Yeah.
But specifically,
I misspoke earlier. At 47.5, I take the over. I think there's going to be quite a few points scored on the Ravens side.
yeah, I think specifically speaking, Sanders might be a good play, even though the Ravens are really good at stopping the run, because he's going to get some
The
targets.
Steelers were pretty good at stopping the run, too.
Yeah.
He broke one big run, so that helped, but he still scored 2 touchdowns.
I'll say, if you look at his stats, though, I mean, he broke that 75-yarder. After that, he did nothing.
He scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. I
After
mean,
that,
yardage-wise,
no, but
didn't
he
do much
still
to
was
add that
able to
75.
salvage it if he didn't get that big run.
Yeah, I still don't want any running backs for the Ravens. They're splitting too much. Nobody's really super effective. They're all holds for me, except for maybe Mark Ingram.
I
think he's a drop at me for this point. Now, the thing I hesitate on that is because if someone gets hurt, that 3-headed monster turns into a 2-headed monster, and maybe there's enough production to be start worthy. But he's the one guy that I really don't want. I think I'm most excited for J.K. Dobbins in like a dynasty league. But they seem to really like that third guy. What's his name?
Gus?
Yeah, Gus Bus.
Yeah.
I think they like him.
Oh, yeah, they do like him, but he's not going to get it.
I didn't think he would
Yeah,
get.
right.
I didn't think that he would be that much involved. So
I think the Ravens are going to win 31-21. So I think I'll take the over and the spread for the Ravens.
Falcons Vikings 55.5. Falcons are getting 3.5. I think the Vikings are better than 3.5 over the Falcons. I think the Falcons are a bad team. Gurley and Hill both look good. It's about a 70-30 split. This game, that's what I project. The Falcons just got 4 COVID players as of Wednesday. But my big matchup in this game is Thielen. You guys know how I like Thielen, or I don't like Thielen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Thielen.
Yes.
But this is the best quarterback matchup on a wide receiver of the week. And, Cooks is out. And I think Thielen actually has a monster game this week.
He should. I think Jefferson should have a pretty good week, too.
Yeah. So I think the Falcons are going to be able to put up some points. If Julio plays, I like Ridley.
Julio is playing.
Yeah. Yeah, but is he going to be out there? I don't think he's...
I think he just needs to be out there, and that just helps his entire offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Julio.
No, but I would start Ridley.
I would start Ridley regardless, but I would feel so much better if Julio was out there. I like Hurst this game. I think it matches up well with the Vikings. Gage is struggling with competition at corners. He really can't be the number 2. Now that he's the number 3, maybe you start seeing his targets go back up, starts getting more catches. But he is not. I don't think he's ready to be what I originally said, which was the number 2. I don't think Ridley's good enough to be the number 1 on that team.
No.
And I don't think Gage is good enough to be a number 2 on that team. So I think they're in trouble for the future. Yeah. And Gurley did about what I said last week. I think that's kind of what he does today. I think Gurley has another okay game. He's not going to be the top running back of the week, but he's definitely start worthy. I'd feel comfortable with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how to judge this game. Both teams got good explosive offenses, but they're so up and down week to week. You never know what you're going to get. And I don't want to hear these, the injuries, because even with Cook and Jones healthy, neither team really seems to be getting it done.
Yeah.
It shows that explosiveness. So I don't know what to think of either one of these teams. I'm not excited. I'm not excited to see this game.
I'm interested. I think it'll be
I'm
a
not turning
fun
my
game
TV
to
on like, oh, I guess I'll watch Vikings Falcons.
I think the Falcons pull.
This is a PG-13 podcast.
But yeah, we say shit fucking bitch all the time.
Once.
Every now and again.
Every now and again.
Every now and again.
I think the Falcons pull this one out because Julio comes back. I think they can put more points on the board. And with Cook out, I think that hurts the entire offense for the Vikings. So I think the Falcons can pull it out 34-28.
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable about the over and taking the Vikings at 3.5, giving 3.5. I feel very confident both of those lines.
And I think you both need to change your medication. Vikings win this one because medicine looks pretty good. I think got the Vikings winning 24-23.
That close?
That close. I think it's going to be a close game. Yes.
That's a low scoring one.
Yeah, and I got the under. Yeah. I don't think it's not going to be an explosive game. I say it's not going to be enjoyable to watch.
Now, I'm just putting it out there. Is this what you truly believe, or is this a strategic advantage because you're down by 5?
This is what I truly believe.
That's all I want.
Okay.
We can't. I know we're tracking our scores, but we need to talk about what we truly believe, and then it is what it is.
Yeah,
whatever.
I really believe the Vikings going to squeeze this one out.
Okay. I have it 34 Vikings, 28 Falcons.
Interesting.
What about you?
Well, I said I got 34-28.
Oh, I don't.
He's got the Falcons winning.
You got the Falcons winning?
Falcons winning.
So you both are against me on the Vikings clearing the spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Browns at Steelers.
Now, this game, I want to watch.
Yeah.
I do. Finally, for the first time, I actually want to watch a Browns game. It's taken forever. I've never wanted to watch the Browns. I want to watch the Browns now. They've got me intrigued. They do.
All the time.
I am now watching the game like, oh, I'm watching some talent on TV. Instead of damn Browns is all I get to watch.
I will say that I was wrong about the Browns. I think the Browns are actually a good team.
I'm sorry, could you say it louder into the mic, please? I don't think the other...
I think the Browns are actually a good team.
Oh, did you hear that?
I was waiting for them to fall on their face like they do every year. And instead, I saw a kicker run 20 yards of a chance to tackle somebody who he had no chance ever catching, get drilled into the ground, get up, and keep running. This whole team's playing hard, and they're buying in. And I was wrong. I think the Browns are a good team. I think OBJ figured out how to catch a football.
Oh my goodness, he just stuffed and froze in his mouth, didn't he?
So,
I love it.
It is what it is. More upsetting than that is last week I had given up on Chase. I said, I thought this is how they were going to use him. I thought this was this. And I didn't see that happening anywhere. And this is the game where he goes off. And he does exactly what I anticipated from week 1. And I think he may have actually taken that number 1 outside spot because he just fits there. I think they want Juju back in the slot.
Yeah.
And I think he had 2 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown called back on holding calls and stuff. He very easily could have had 10 catches, 202 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he did it very simple. Now, the thing about Chase Claypool is, yeah, this was a record year for wide receivers. This guy's a superstar, and this guy's a superstar. It was easy to pick those guys, and I picked this Chase Claypool.
And you
way down here.
And this is where I'm going to give you props, because you, even before the season started, you were high on Claypool. And myself included, we all thought you were a little Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But damn, you look like a freaking genius on this one.
Yeah, I think they put Juju in the slot once again. This is what I think. And I think Claypool gets a lot more time. And Deontay's out this game.
He was out last game, and he's going to be out this week, too.
So I think Claypool has another big week.
Yeah.
The Browns are a much harder defense to do this to. So I don't know if he gets 4 touchdowns.
Well, I don't know, because the Browns' defensive passing, 30th in the league.
Greedy Williams is on IR.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he has another really big game. I think Claypool is a guy you want. I think
I think Juju needs to do something this game.
this is going to be a good game. I want to watch this game too, because I want to see if the Steelers are for real, and I want to see if the Browns have the ability to keep going. Because the way the Browns are playing, I think they could win this game.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are a better team. I think they got a better head coach.
This is the first time they played since Garrett hit Rudolph in the head with a helmet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is going to be an interesting one.
I don't know if he does much in this game. I think there's a lot of eyes looking at Garrett,
Mhm.
and I think he's going to be.
I think that helps
I
Baker.
think I don't know, because I think he wants to. He wants to be just as impactful.
But he doesn't have that attention.
Yeah, but
It's going
he's
more
still a
towards
dirty
Garrett.
player. Myles Garrett's a dirty player. He late hit
saying he's not a
Simeon and
dirty
broke
player.
his leg. Like he's involved in a lot of stuff. It's not just the one time he did something.
I'm just saying it helps take the attention for the game towards him, a little off Baker, and I think that helps Baker play a little better.
Maybe. Or what I see could happen is he knows he can't get away with that with Big Ben. And maybe he's a little careful. He might be too careful.
I don't think he's careful.
I don't know, man. He got a hefty fine, and then anything, if he gets a personal in this game, he goes right to the highest penalty.
I mean,
still
I think
reviewed.
it's like anybody. Once you get that slap on the wrist like that, you start easing back. Okay, I got to take it easy.
Slap
And you
on the
slow-
wrist, he was suspended.
know.
Right.
$1 million
No.
fine.
But you slowly progress back to who you are, and he's going to progress.
Well,
back
he's
to
been
being that
vicious
player.
since day one on this team.
If
It's
you're
just-
on that field playing and you got to stop Big Ben, you're not going to lay up. You're going to hit him. You're going to try
I
to
don't
win
know.
that game.
Part of me thinks he's going to try too hard to hit him in the right spot and not be late. And Big Ben's such a big guy that he might hit.
You
It might look
gotta
soft.
hit him.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm still down on the Browns. I'm trying not to be. I think they're a good team. I think they could win this game. I don't think they do though.
No.
I want to see him prove me wrong one more time, and then I'll put a little Brownies jersey on, and I'll dance around.
Browns, you got to freaking pull the upset this week just for that.
Yeah.
I see the game 27-24 Steelers. That's slightly over the over. I can go either way on that. I think the Steelers win by about 3. I don't really feel confident in picking a line here, but if I had to, I would say the Steelers can cover 4 points. And it's not a knock on the Browns. I think they're just a better team.
I think the Steelers will win 31-24.
Oh, upset alert. The Browns upset the Steelers in Heinz Field, 38-34 on a fourth quarter comeback.
I will say this. I think Chubb doesn't quite fit that system. I think he's a better running back all around. But Kareem Hunt fits what the Browns are doing a little better, and Chubb's out, I think Kareem Hunt has a huge day. I do. I think he gets good catches. I think he runs the ball well. I think he's better than Chubb in that system.
And that's the thing. The Steelers' defensive rank against the run is second.
Yeah.
Even with that off game. But we're going to see just what that entitles because, I think Hunt has a big game against them, and the Steelers get exposed.
Yeah, this will be a good game.
I don't see him being like a top 5 running back, but I think from what we saw Hunt up until this point, I mean, obviously now there's more opportunities. But I think you're going to see a team that has a better running back than when Chubb was toting the ball on a good defense. Just because I think he can sell it better. So
I think Hunt scores at least 2 touchdowns in this game.
At
2
least?
touchdowns?
I believe so.
At least?
At least 2 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially at least.
Yeah, at least.
At least Hunt has at least 2 touchdowns in this game.
I would
Over under 1.5. I think that's what Bet US is giving you.
So see, 2 touchdowns isn't that far out of reach. I don't know if they're both going to be rushing, maybe one rush, one pass, but he gets 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I liked one of the reasons why I use Bet US and that site, and I gamble on games because it's fun.
Yeah,
but I use that site because it can really help you in your fantasy league, even if you don't gamble. If you just look at some of these prop bets, like that, Hunt over under, Vegas says 1.5. So if you're looking for a touchdown, Vegas is saying he's getting one. So stuff like that. It's better for like start sits. You got 2 guys, you don't know who to pick. Well, Vegas projects this guy this way and this guy this way. But anyway, I digress. This is going to be a good game. One of my favorites of the week.
But gamble responsibly.
The next game is interesting to me. Cincinnati Bengals at Indianapolis Colts. And the reason I say it's interesting because it's 9.5. And I think these teams, they kind of match up weird. So the Colts have not a very good offense. Bengals have not the best defense. So I think the Colts get points in this game.
But that Colts defense.
The Colts defense is brutal. They're serious.
Did give up a lot of points to the Browns last week. That was surprising.
Yeah, I think the Browns are a lot better than the Bengals on offense. But what I'm saying is I really like Burrow, and this is like a real test. This is a real test for him. Now, he's been pretty good, pretty safe.
I think they both struggle in this game. Burrow and Mixon. They're going to struggle against that defense.
Yeah.
They could. I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see it. I don't necessarily think the Bengals can cover 9.5.
No.
But I want to see how Burrow responds to it, because if they can move the ball, if Burrow looks good, if Higgins looks good this game, then they're must starts all year. Now, I have Burrow in one of my leagues, and I haven't started him yet. I've just kind of been watching. And if they can move the ball and he can get a good game against the Colts, I might have to replace Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has not been doing good for me. And there's at least 2 games this year where Burrow just wildly outperformed him. I'm still hesitant on starting him over Matt Ryan on a week-to-week basis. But if Burrow can have a solid game against the Colts, I think I'm buying into the Bengals offense. At least for this year. Is T.Y. Hilton droppable?
He's on the cuff.
I think he's.
I don't know how much longer you can't start him.
Yeah, I think he's less productive than AJ Green. I think AJ Green's droppable.
I'm pretty sure he has more targets too.
Yeah,
Right.
he's not catching.
Yeah.
He's just
got
drops.
Yeah. But they're throwing a Pascal out there. I mean, Mo Alley Cox, he's out this week.
They don't have anybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not that
and he's
Rivers
still
is
not
overthrowing him or anything. Rivers is hitting him. He's just dropping the ball.
I think if you're in a dynasty league, which is the only real way to play fantasy, I would go after Pittman because he's pretty cheap, and if he was active right now, he'd be their leading target.
Oh, yeah, he would.
So volume alone, he's young. He's a rookie. Did they just have really bad luck? This is the third rookie in a row that had a season-ending injury before the season. Third time. Pascal, the guy I really liked that they don't even have anymore. What's his name?
Campbell?
No, not Campbell.
He got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I didn't mean Pascal. So, Paris Campbell, the guy I really liked that I was super high on. He's not even on his team anymore. I can't even remember his name because he's hurt all the time. And now there's Pittman. Like, they've been drafting wide receivers. They're just never on the field. So, I think the biggest blow here is Mo Alley Cox being out. He was really someone that...
Doyle can be that guy. He's not as explosive as him, but he can get...
It's not explosion. It's just that he's...
Doyle's solid.
Yeah.
Mo Alley Cox
pacifier
is just really big and has good hands. Like, he's not a guy that's
he's better. Yeah.
So, 45.5 is the over-under. I have the Colts winning 28-17.
I'm winning 27-10.
I win 24-17. I think the Bengals will cover. I don't think the Colts will be able to score a whole lot of points.
Lions at Jaguars. This, to me, is like the same team playing against each other. Same stuff. It's going to be... I think this game's fun. It could potentially be a high-scoring game. A game where you'd want to stack. Like, if you were in DFS...
I would stack the Detroit sides.
No. Everything.
I mean, Minshew, Chenault.
There's an argument you could have 4 players from this game in a DFS and look good. This is the number 1 and number 2 fastest offenses facing off, meaning they play more plays than any other team in the league. They both do, which means there's going to be a lot of offensive plays in this game on both sides of the ball. There's a lot of production here. Neither one of these defenses are good. So,
garbage.
Do I think it's the highest scoring game of the week? No. But I think it could be. I don't think it does. But there's just so many. There's so many plays that are going to be played on offense that this game just would be, it potentially could be just a gold mine. I mean, you have a fast team versus a fast team. I mean, there very well could be 2 full possessions in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting to me. I think the Lions are a better team. I think giving 3 to the Jaguars is kind of silly, but I get it. At the same time, Lions aren't a good team by any means. I like Chark. I like Galladay. I like both the quarterbacks.
Chark's out.
Chark is out?
Chark is out.
Then you got to go running back all day.
Well, the Lions are the worst run defense in the league, so you can't really go wrong with Robinson.
Yeah.
Robinson has a huge day.
Yeah, I think Robinson has a big day. There is still a receiver.
Chenault. There's Keenan Allen or Chenault. I would rather have Chenault, I think.
Keenan Cole?
Keenan Cole, my bad. Keenan Cole.
I like Keenan Cole, but only when Chark's in. I don't like Keenan Cole when Chark's not in. I wouldn't touch him. Yeah, I thought Chark was going to play. Everything trended like he was going to play.
I thought he was too. When I made a prediction, I thought Chark was going to play.
So without Chark, I don't like Cole. With Chark, definitely like Chenault better. But the Lions don't really have like the greatest corners. So
no.
I have the Lions getting 34. Jaguars 26. I think the Lions can cover the 3 points. I think they could go over, but it's about 53. I mean, I have 60. So I think it's touchdown over. But if Chark don't play, I think that might be that touchdown.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, James Robinson's good.
He should.
He should do good.
He should. I have the Lions win 34-27.
Yeah, see, I under the impression with Chark playing, I had the Jaguars beating the Lions 27-13.
Do you think the Lions run the ball? I know they always try.
I mean,
If they do, who's the guy you want?
You probably have to go with
Peterson. Is
'cause
Peterson playing? He had an illness.
if not, because I noticed they're trying to get Swift more involved,
I think Swift.
but I think it's hard to sell right now.
Yeah, I think Swift is maybe gonna get that game, but I don't know. Swift is not performing as well as he should be. I think AP is the only reliable one, and it's like a Frank Gore. Like, you don't feel good about it, but he can he performs decent. Bears at Panthers.
The Bears, they're a little bit better than I thought they were, but only because of that defense. The defense, to me, it did play remarkable against the Buccaneers. That being said, I think the Panthers are a little better than the Buccaneers. Like you said, Bridgewater and Anderson seem to have quite a connection, and they're playing fantastic.
Yeah, they are.
I was really big on the Panthers, and it's funny because I was watching this game, and I'm like, I can't believe how confident they are in one another and how they're on the same page. And I was like, man, it's almost like they played together. And then it dawned on me. The Panthers' offense is throwaway garbage from the Jets. They spent a year together. And I didn't even think about it at the time because Bridgewater was on the Jets. Robbie was on the Jets. They played a season. They looked good together in preseason games. Then they chipped off Bridgewater to the Saints. And then they cut Robbie. And now they're both back together. So they have history together. And I didn't even think of that. I liked Robbie to begin with.
Yeah.
This is a big reason why DJ Moore is not getting as much. It's because they have a history together. Robbie and Bridgewater, and they do look good. And it just kind of hit me all at once. Cause when Robbie cut off his, I think it was a drag route. He cut off his drag route and actually turned it upfield without looking, just knew. And then turned, and the second he turned, the ball was right there. They both saw the same thing. And they just trusted both of them. Because Bridgewater threw the ball before he did that. That's not his route. They both saw the same thing, were on the same page, and it was perfect. And I just was like, I can't believe these guys are playing like this together. So, yeah, I think...
That kind of makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, it's starting to really make sense. I thought, I was just, called it. Robbie's a good fit for the system, and he is. But I think a lot of that is because Bridgewater had a lot of time with him in practice. Even though they were on bad Jets together, their timing, all that stuff got a big head start.
Yeah.
So I still think DJ Moore comes back and starts playing better. I think he's a better receiver than what he is right now. But I think that's why the Panthers are finding a lot of success. It's funny how every player who leaves the Jets ends up having like a career year.
Their offensive passing's fifth in the league. They're good.
Yeah.
I think they're better than what anybody gave them credit for at the beginning of the season.
Not only is their offensive passing fifth, their defensive passing is fifth.
Yeah.
So they can throw the ball and they can stop you from throwing the ball.
Yep.
So
I wouldn't have expected their passing attack to be top 10.
Which is bad for the Bears that we already talked about. Neither quarterback looks good there. So
yeah, they both just don't look. I think this offense is a little better with Trubisky, mainly because he runs, but they have more points when he's on the field. But either way, it's not really getting it done enough for the team. It's this defense.
And we talked about Montgomery. He's not getting it done for him either. Just something about that offense is not clicking.
Yeah, and to go back to the Panthers, who aren't having a lot of success running the ball, they found success the last couple weeks, a little bit. But I think Mike Davis is a really good fit. I think he's just not super talented in passing. So he's getting catches. That's why he's good in fantasy. But I think he's running well. And McCaffrey's coming back. Maybe McCaffrey blows everybody out of the water and he's the old guy he was. But I can kind of see Mike Davis keeping a role on his offense throughout the season. How much?
It'd be very limited.
I don't know how much, but I could see him kind of being the running back and McCaffrey being kind of the pass catcher. McCaffrey's still going to get runs. I'm not saying he's eliminated, but I think his number one overall running back potential might have dropped a little because Mike Davis, the way he's playing, is pretty good. Almost 5 yards a carry average. I think it's close because I think the Bears are a good team. So out of respect, I did 21-20 Panthers. Sorry. 21-20 Panthers.
I took it 24-21 Panthers.
Yeah, we were all giving them respect. I got Panthers winning 2017.
Washington at Giants.
I don't want this one.
This game's going to be sucked to watch. It's going to be sucked to talk about.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So you got Kyle Allen starting. That's good for McLaurin. But outside of him, not Logan Thomas. Gibson, I don't think he really gets a bump. I don't think he goes down. I think he just stays the same.
Yeah.
The only thing fantasy relevant in this game are two. I think Gibson, you could probably start if you had to. He's getting volume. He's all right. I think there's better options, but I think you could start him. I think he could get you enough points to make it worth it. And I would also start Washington football team's defense.
Maybe both defenses.
Maybe, but I think the potential is higher for Washington because their defensive front is so good. That's literally the only thing on their defense that's any good. They could get a couple sacks here. They could force a turnover.
Mm.
Which is kind of what you want. And I'm not saying you should do it in like an actual fantasy league. That's like a DFS play. You want a cheap defense. Yeah. But yeah, this game is going to be, there's two types of bad games. There's bad games where it's fun to watch because it's like entertainment. It's like a bunch of clowns running around a shoe. And then there's a bad game that's just them trying and just nothing happens. And that's kind of what I see here.
Yeah, this
is a game I will do my best to watch the whole thing.
You got more faith than I do. I don't even.
I like to watch.
I don't even want to see the coin toss.
I like to watch every game of the season so I can accurately, or at least to my best ability, see the way a team is trending. But this game might be difficult. I hope it's entertaining. I hope it's sloppy to the point where goofy stuff happens that keeps it exciting. I really hope.
Trick plays.
And it could.
Plays, yeah. Yeah, bunch of clowns. That's what I see.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little sloppy, so there's points scored. At least I'm really hoping. I hope it's not a 3-10 game.
It shouldn't be that.
I wouldn't.
Past that.
I wouldn't bet this game at all in any way, shape, or form. But I have Washington winning 24-20.
Okay, I got the Giants 21-17.
I got the Giants winning 17-13. I'd be surprised if that many points are scored.
Jets Dolphins.
We good?
I think the Dolphins are a good team. I think they're trend move.
I think they're overperforming right now.
No, I don't think they're
and the magic is going to stop sometime.
I don't think they're overperforming at all.
They're mid-level, 7-9, maybe 8-8 at best.
That's a good team compared to preseason. The Dolphins were supposed to be one of the bad teams. They were supposed to be a bottom 5 team, a bottom 10 team at best. I don't think
anybody expected Fitzpatrick to play as well as he is, though.
I think
he's playing.
I think Fitzpatrick
played really good.
Fitzpatrick is a good quarterback. He's very Brett Favre. So when he starts getting on a bad trend, he just gets more and more aggressive to the point where he just throws a lot of picks.
And then
he's bad that game.
What is it, 6 interceptions to the Chiefs when he was with the Jets? I think it was in 1 week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that happens.
That's people like Favre do that. But when they're not doing that and they're winning or they have great games. Right? And the problem is he starts doing bad and then they start trying to do more than they're capable of and it just snowballs out of control.
That's why they're on 8 teams.
I think the Dolphins are a good team and there's no way the Jets cover 8 points. The Jets should be getting 14.
At minimum.
The Dolphins have been doing everything correctly. Every week I said, oh yeah, they're doing this by the book and they look like they're trending upward. They've been trending upward for like 9 consecutive weeks. But I could see them getting a wild card spot this year. I think it's possible. I don't know if it's likely, but I think that's where they're at. They're 8-8. They're 9-7. 9-7 could make playoffs.
I don't think they'll get 9.
I don't know. They could, because I mean, remember last year when Dolphins started selling everybody? Everybody said, "Oh, the Dolphins are tanking." They started coming on at the end of the year. Now look what they're doing. They brought those draft picks in. They're doing better. They're going to get more draft picks this year.
Yeah, they have a lot of potential on that team, but I don't think it's this.
They're going to be youthful. They're going to be good. I give, like he said, 2 years.
Yeah,
Dolphins are in it.
they have a shot.
I don't know. They have 2 wins right now. They easily have a 3. They're 3-3. They're 500. So they got 2 wins. They beat up on the Niners. They kept a very good, close, competitive game against the Seahawks, 31-23. Seahawks are a top-end team.
Yeah.
So they didn't completely lie down. They were competitive. And that's all you're really
Outside
asking
of week
for your
1,
team.
they were good.
They beat up on the Jaguars, and in my opinion, they probably should have won that Bills game. They probably could have. 31-28. Plus, this game, if you have fantasy players, you can play them against the Jets. They're dumpster fire. I don't think the Jets organization will not allow their team to get a win. They're trying to get rid of all their pieces.
That's what it looks like.
So Fitz hates the Jets organization because we just dumped him.
Yeah, but Gase hates the Dolphins.
Yeah, but the Dolphins hate Gase. So Dolphins hate Gase. Fitz hates Gase. I could see the whole Dolphins team just really laying it on thick. I don't know, man.
I think this game.
I would totally bet this game. I would totally take the Dolphins to cover 8 points.
They should, but
the over-under is probably really close. I don't know if I'd bet that, but I think they're going to run up the score. I think you could take the over. I got 34-20, the Dolphins. I could very well see this being 34-10.
Yeah, I have a 31-14 Dolphins.
Yeah, I got to win in 31-13.
Yeah, but so we're all way over the 8 points, and you wouldn't bet this game?
It's because it could just not happen for the Dolphins.
No, there's a 0% chance.
It's a division game.
So? I'll give you 10 points.
Yeah, the Dolphins should.
Oh, you won't bet 8 points, but you won't bet me.
I just don't want to bet this game.
Oh. I'll be surprised if the Jets get anywhere close to the Dolphins. They're not in the same ballpark. Patriots, Denver. I mean, what's to say about this game?
Talked about it last week. They're getting Drew Lock back. We have Cam Newton back, though. So, I mean,
Patriots are a good team.
They should still win this game.
Patriots are a good team.
Even with Lock back.
Denver's beat up. I think Denver can be a good team, but they're not a good team right now. Yeah, I doubt this is a competitive game.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about it. I mean, I would take a Patriot running back again.
Yeah, I would take Harris. He seems to be the guy for right now.
Really, even though the Broncos' defensive rush is 13th, so they're not bad.
Yeah, but they're gonna be winning.
Yeah, it should be a plus game script for them.
So I would take Patriots running back and maybe the guy you think who's gonna get the most garbage time stuff. I mean, Fant's not in this game.
No, he's not in this game. Handler's not in this game.
Handler's not in this game.
I mean, there's Judy, but do you really want to pick the only guy who's a rookie?
Well, the Patriots do one thing well, and they take away your best player.
It's their only guy.
So
I mean, you have Philip Lindsay. That, I think, is
coming back from an injury
option. Yeah, but there's no Melvin Gordon.
Yeah,
so he has most of the carries, and he's going to get the receiving work.
Yeah, pick one. I have no idea who. I would guess Lindsay.
Yeah.
I would guess
that's who
Judy,
I would take.
But it's all garbage time. So I could see the Patriots kind of trying to just work out a few things that they were working on in practice. Maybe trying to not use their stars nearly as much.
Yeah, especially with the bye gone.
Yeah. So plus Cam came back. So I know it's not that long, and I know it wasn't an injury, but maybe they take it light on him. Don't do too much. I could see the Patriots just doing a lot of running. Just a lot of running. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
26-18 Patriots. And I think that's giving the Broncos every single benefit of the doubt.
Have the Patriots 28-17.
I got it. Patriots 37-27.
All right. Am I the only one that actually I actually picked the Broncos to cover 10 points?
I think so.
Yeah.
The reason I did that mostly is because like I said, I think the Patriots are just going to run the ball. The clock is going to run really fast. Broncos aren't good. I think the Patriots know that they can win the game. So I don't think they're trying to run up the score or nothing. I think they're just going to try to get in and get out. I could see them covering 10 points. I don't feel good about it, but Packers at Buccaneers. It went from +2 to even.
It did.
That's nonsensical.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Who is placing these bets like that? How would it turn even?
Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady's there. Then everybody in the planet's like, oh, they're the best team. The Packers. You can rank however you want at the top. We just did our power rankings. But there's an argument you could say Packers are the best team in the league. If they're not, they're one of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buccaneers are not in that conversation.
No, even with Godwin back, no.
Yeah, so how are they even?
That beats me.
No, I understand they're both good teams. This is going to be a lot going on offensively. It's a lot going on in this game. I think whoever's got the ball at the end of the game gets a free touchdown because they could do it, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think you start whoever you got. I have a 34-31 Green Bay. I wanted to bring this up because they were on bye week last week, but Tanyan, he he had a big game. I don't know if he ever does that again for the rest of the season. I think that was a fluky thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to say otherwise.
I mean, it's a little late for me to say pump your brakes on him because most people went in waivers and whatever, but I don't know. If he does it again, maybe. But
if he does it again with Adams back, then I like that a lot more.
Aaron Rodgers has been a quarterback on that team for a long time. They've never sustained a tight end that was any good. And a guy who nobody knows anything about is not going to change that narrative.
He shouldn't.
No.
Are you guys going to say anything about this game at all?
I got the Packers winning at 35-27.
I have them 35-31.
Yeah, so we all have the over on this game. We all have the Packers on this game.
Yeah.
I think it's a game I would pick.
Like I said, Rodgers is just at a different level this year. I don't remember last time I seen him playing this good.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Years, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely if you are a gambler, this is a week I might want to try a parlay. I think you got two solids so far anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That you could do a 3 or 4 team parlay and do like a 4-team parlay round robin. Because you got two pretty solids.
Yeah.
You nail one of the other two, which is like a single bet, right? Now you get your money back plus, 12%. And if you just happen to nail both of them, you're making 4 times your money, 5 times your money. Even like a little $10 bet, that 4 could be like $60. So it's a good week for that. Rams at 49ers.
This game to me is interesting because it's a division game for one, which means they always play good in division games. But I think the loser of this game is out of the playoffs.
Well, the Rams are undefeated.
I don't care.
If they lose, they're still in the playoffs.
No, not with...
Yeah.
Really? With the Seahawks in that division?
Yeah.
They don't have to win that division.
They're undefeated.
They will easily get a wild card.
The Rams aren't going to lose this game, so it doesn't matter.
They won't. No.
They won't.
They
lose
won't.
this game.
No.
This is a good Add one to the parlay. If you think the 49ers can stay within 3.5 points, then I really want to get inside your head because there's some craziness going on in there.
They shouldn't cover that.
No, they won't cover that. Rams are best in the NFL at shutting down number 2 wide receivers and 10th at top wide receivers. The Rams are, as of right now, the best cornerback tandem, statistically speaking, so far this season.
And Rams are not undefeated. They're 4-1.
Who'd they lose to? Yeah, I guess I should.
They lost to the Bills. That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
should have won that game. They should be undefeated, but they're not.
They're undefeated in my brain.
The loser could be out of the playoffs because the Cardinals, they're not a bad team. We can
They're
still
not
see the
better
Cardinals.
than they're not better than the Rams.
No, but that don't mean they can't beat the Rams.
Well, they're behind. Even if the Rams lose this game, they're still behind.
Yeah.
And they're worse than them.
I don't know. Cardinals are 3-2. That's going to be a tough division, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that division is tough, but I think the Rams are just a much better team than both the Cardinals and the Niners.
Yeah.
I think the Rams could be close to the Seahawks.
I think they're close to the
That's
Seahawks.
a bit of a stretch.
I think they're close to the Seahawks.
Their offense might not be as high-powered as theirs. It's still very high-powered, but their defense is better.
Oh, the defense is a lot
that makes
better.
up for it. So I think
Aaron,
they're on that
No,
level.
it's not a lot better. They're right there neck and neck.
What were their games? Who did they play? Who did the Rams play this season? Because the Rams have Aaron Donald making havoc. They got the 2 best cornerback tandems in the league. So
The Rams haven't beaten anybody.
They
They beat Washington 30-10. They beat the Giants. They beat the Eagles, and they beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, they didn't beat anybody.
So tell me again how good the Rams are.
I'm telling you, the Rams are like the Patriots in the aspect that
They haven't proved anything.
They do not run up the score necessarily. They just try to win the game. Because I've been saying, and if anybody's been listening, the Rams have not won at the level they should win.
Yeah.
But knowing that, watching these games, you can tell they go under game management mode almost immediately. And I don't mean like they just play safe, because they don't play safe. Everything is to milk the clock. Everything they do is to just end the game as quickly as possible. Everything they do is to get the ball at the last possession of the game. And they don't really care about getting 60 points. Unlike the Ravens, who they don't care if they lose the game. They want to score as many points so they can get the publicity, they can get the money, they can get the The Rams aren't like that. They just want to win. I think this is a good team. I wouldn't start anybody on the Niners. I don't think you can. Maybe Mostert. But I don't even think that's a good play. And they have a good running team. They're a good running team.
They should find success on the ground. It's just who's it going to be? I don't want to pick that guy.
It's Mostert.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Mostert. I think because they're not going to be I don't think they're going to be, the Rams are so far ahead. I don't think they run up the score. I think they just try to end the game. So I don't think they're so far ahead that it takes away their running game. I don't think they want to do that. I think it's part of the plan of the Rams. They want you to be able to run the ball. Not get success, but they want you to feel like you can run the ball. That way you help milk the clock. I think McKinnon's probably safer because they will be down and it'll be like 3rd and 8. So he might get the targets. But I think Mostert has a higher ceiling just because he's going to get a lot of volume. They're not going to be able to throw it. If they throw the ball at all, it's either going to go
Kittle.
It's either going to go to Kittle or
Ayuk might break one.
no, he won't.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, I'm not counting on it.
No. I'll be surprised if Ayuk has more than 5 points.
He broke one the other week.
Okay, on a different team.
Saying he can do it.
Not the best corner at number 2 run wide receivers.
He should.
The Rams are averaging under 3 points of fantasy to the number 2 wide receiver. And you're saying Ayuk's going to break it? No,
I'm
he
not
won't.
saying he is. I'm saying
he
he
won't.
could. I'm not counting on him.
I don't think Debo's good enough to go up against a top 10 corner either. So, like I said, maybe Kittle has a monster game and gets 20 targets. But that's probably the safest I would feel about taking any 49er. I don't think Mostert gets a whole lot of fantasy points. I just think he gets the most volume. I think McKinnon will get targets. So I could go with Kittle, I guess, or I would go with McKinnon, I guess. But Kittle's the only one I want.
I got the Rams winning this one 24-21.
I got the Rams 28-24.
Yeah, Rams 28-21.
So I'm the only one that's got 49ers covering that spread.
Yeah, you're a little crazy for that. Cardinals, Cowboys. 2.5 to 1.
I like that. I mean, somebody's getting confidence in Dalton and them Cowboys.
Yeah, I think everybody should. I think the Cowboys are a better team without Dak.
I don't think they're a better team.
I think they're a better
they
team.
work just fine.
No, I think they're a better team. I think they rally around this, and they're like, "We'll win a Super Bowl for you, Dak," and then he can sit there and in the chair and say, "Oh." Andy Dalton's a good quarterback. I think they'll be just fine without him as long as the whole team's like, "Oh, we're doing bad. We lost our quarterback," and they just shit the bed on the season. If that happens, then okay.
No,
But we'll know right here because they should
do the same thing the
easily.
Eagles did a few years ago when Foles came in when Wentz went down. They're going to rally around. They're going to pull some wins together. They could win a Super Bowl.
That's at the end of the year, though, not towards the beginning.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know about winning a Super Bowl. Your defense is the worst I've seen in a long time.
That gives them plenty of time to get their act together.
That's one way to look at things. So I hate to be the one to say I told you so, but it's pretty obvious to me that Chase Edmonds is taking over the job from Drake.
Yeah.
He's all around better. He can block. Drake can't block. If he's called to block, he just misses everything. So Edmonds got more time for that reason. And then they throw him the ball. He's way better running routes and catching the ball. And then, just to mix it up so they don't know exactly what they're doing, they're like, let's run Edmonds. And he just looks better. Edmonds all around is better than, and I've been saying this from the beginning. I just didn't think Drake would be that quick to lose the job. But every week it's gone a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And last week was the first week where Edmonds actually had more carries than Drake. He's been getting more targets. Now he's getting more carries. It's already flipped. Edmonds is the guy you want. I would like him in this game.
Yeah. Should be a lot of points scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Cowboys' defense is so bad. I don't think you can go wrong with anybody. I think Drake's still startable. Edmonds is usable.
With Van Der Esch coming back, though, he's an amazing linebacker, especially against that run. But Van Der Esch has also been injury prone.
Well,
neck, shoulder. Is he come back the same Van Der Esch that we've seen, who's explosive back there? If so, that running game's going to struggle a little bit.
Maybe a little, but I don't think it's enough to fix it.
No, the Cowboys' defense is straight out of 1992. I could be an offensive coordinator and find success against the Cowboys. It's a very, very
That's because our coordinator still draws plays up like he's in 1992.
Yeah, that's my point.
Don't give me that look.
Why would I say something? Anyway.
Because you say a lot of weird stuff.
I think the Cowboys still win this game. I like the Cardinals offensively, but their defense isn't good either. And the Cowboys do one thing really well, and that's play offense. So I think the Cowboys offense is better than the Cardinals offense, and for that reason, the Cowboys win. It's that simple. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I have it 31 Cowboys to the 28 Cardinals.
I have it 31-28 Cardinals.
No. My niece Elizabeth's a Cardinals fan, and I'm going to break her heart again this year when the Cowboys win at 31-27.
Yeah. You're all by yourself out there.
I'll take it.
All by yourself.
Gaining ground.
Lonely out there on that island. I should know.
Hey, I got an island.
I'll get a little sand mound.
Chiefs Bills.
This was the game that got moved from that Thursday game.
They're both coming off some hard losses.
Yes. The thing is, what does it does to a psyche if either one of these teams they lose 2 straight?
I think it affects the Bills a lot more than it would the Chiefs.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
I don't think this is the highest scoring game of the week. I know it's the highest over-under.
It's going to be a great game to watch. It's just too. I think it's going to be too bad if one of these teams has to lose. I think it's just going to be
It's going to be a fight.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take the under on it. Tyreek Hill had a nice 72-yard touchdown called back on a holding penalty. He had a big game last week. He could have had a bigger game. Well, he didn't have a big game last week. He had a decent game. But it could have been a big game with that 72-yard touchdown. Yeah. I mean, Bell, I don't know how involved Bell is in this game, coming right in, but I think he gets
won't play.
He won't be in this game.
He's not even in the facility yet.
Yeah, so...
He's got to do a 5-day protocol thing. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Any new player has to go through a 5-day testing
It's a 5-day
period.
test. Yeah.
So he
will play next week.
Yes.
So he'll be there next week. Yep.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
They play the Jets next week. And Bell is going to want to put on a show.
Yeah.
I think that Bell helps that offense just because he's different.
Well, he does the things that Edwards was having trouble with. Not that he couldn't do it, but he was struggling in his first year a little.
I just think it's going to keep Edwards with the understanding that things aren't just given in the NFL, like that job. He'll be by himself next year. I don't think you worry about Bell coming back next year.
Yeah, don't get worried and start selling them in Dynasty or anything.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He literally just wants to be on a good team. It's been a long time since he's been on a good team. Even when he was with the Steelers, that year he played wasn't particularly a good year. So it's been a good 5 years.
Well, see, I think the Chiefs are thinking the same thing I am.
He took the roster minimum to go sign there.
Edwards-Helaire he looked great that week 1, but he has not looked great since then.
No, but he hasn't looked bad.
He's only got 344 yards. He's got 1 touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't quite gotten the touchdowns.
Okay. You have Tyreek Hill. You have Sammy Watkins. You have Travis Kelce.
They gave him the ball 9 times in the goal line. He's got -1 yard out of those 9 attempts.
6 of those attempts were week 1.
Yes.
And he still could not he can't do anything.
There's so many weapons on this offense that you could make an argument everybody's underperforming. Why? Because there's so many good pieces. It doesn't mean Tyreek Hill's not good. It just means if he either gets it or someone else gets it. That was my argument with the Cowboys in preseason. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, he's going to be a wide receiver 1, and he's going to be a wide receiver 1, and he's going to be a wide receiver 1. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And yeah, what happened? You have one wide receiver 1. There's just a lot of talent on that offense.
I think you guys are giving Edwards-Helaire more credit than what I think he deserves.
Well, he's exactly where I ranked him in preseason. I wasn't really super high on him, and I wasn't low on him. He's a guy you want, but he's not a top-end dude.
No.
What's his overall fantasy rank?
He's currently 12th and dropping each week.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I had him 15th on my preseason rankings. So he's overachieving.
Even with Bell coming back, he's still top 24 back. I would say top 20 still.
Yeah, I think he's around there.
A little less consistent, but he's going to be right there.
Yeah, I think around there. I think he's still a guy you can use. But like I said, he's just going to learn from Bell because all the things that he is struggling with, Bell's really good at.
Yeah.
So he's going to learn from a guy who's really good. I think Bell's still got it. I really do. I don't know if he could handle 300 carries, but he can. Every time he gets the ball, he's going to look like old Bell. So yeah, and Dynasty League, you have Hilaire. kind of stinks for this year because he's going to drop a little bit in production. But next year, I think he's going to be better for it, and he'll be by himself.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why Bell's on this team now is because he took the roster minimum to be on a team to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's a 1-year deal. Then that's it. I have it 28-24 Kansas City. I know I kind of glanced over the Bills. I like the Bills, but the way they lost last week, I'm gonna take that loss as they had a bad game.
That's what I think it is.
So I don't want to make anything too rash. I don't want to get too worried. I don't want to. They did not look good.
A lot of mistakes.
So let's see them play a game against the Chiefs. This is about the level that they are. And if they lose to the Chiefs and it's not competitive, then the Bills will come back down to earth to what they really are. If they're competitive in this game, win or lose, I think we have the right evaluation on them. And last week was just kind of a fluke. So I don't really know who to choose in fantasy off the Bills. I just maybe Allen is the only one I feel confident about.
I would take Diggs. He's been pretty consistent and he has a really high ceiling. I would play him, especially in this high scoring game.
If it's a season league and you have Diggs, you're playing him. I don't know if I'd reach for him on DFS though.
It depends on his price.
It's 7,000.
7,000.
His price is gonna be high.
He's a high end guy. So I don't know if I can feel as good about the Bills right now as I had a week ago. Is all I'm saying. And I think maybe that was a fluke. They come back, they look good again, and then, people have bad games. So I don't want to make any kind of evaluation on the Bills until I see it again another week.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs win 34-28.
Well, since Edwards-Helaire, you guys are so high on, 138 yards against the Texans, everybody was on him. 38 yards against the Chargers, 64 against the Ravens, 64 against the Patriots. But regardless, I still got the Chiefs winning 35-28.
Well, how many attempts?
Was that just rushing?
Those were his rushing yards.
Yeah.
What about receiving?
How many attempts? What was his average?
He had 25 attempts against the Texans. He only had 10 against the Chargers. He had 20 against the Ravens.
All right, you're giving me two halves of an equation.
Just asked how many attempts.
Okay, give me his attempts and his yards, so I can calculate the average in my head. Since you won't give me that number
right here. Against the Texans, he averaged 5.5 yards a carry. That's the only touchdown he got was that game.
Okay, well that's amazing.
Chargers, he averaged 3.8.
That's still good.
Ravens, he averaged 3.2. Patriots, he averaged 4 yards a carry.
Okay, 3.2 is bad.
It's not bad.
Okay, the rule of thumb is 3.5. That is the standard. If you can get over that, it's good. If you can hit 4, you're considered high end. So he's pretty close to all those numbers. He had a bad game. So
he's not. Okay, you guys are higher on him than I am.
He just doesn't have the volume in fantasy
now.
So, well, even before 10 carries.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's getting catches. Now. He's getting catches, which kept him relevant. I think those go away from Bell. So, way to jump around.
I'm just saying, man. You guys are big on that dude. I'm not. He's not that.
I'm not big on him. I'm not big on him. I see him as a high end too. I had him rated as a high end too.
I think I had him as a mid 1. I think high end 2's decent. Mid high.
Yeah. So I'm the only one that has the Bills to cover 4.5. I honestly thought the line would move when I took this. All right, I'll take the Bills to cover. Let's see how much faith I have in the Bills. We put out our power rankings in a separate video. This is our main show. This is our bread and butter. But we also have other little shows, 5, 15 minutes. Our power rankings was a longer show. It ran. But check those out as well. I need to quit saying Check those out as well. And I will see you next week.
Well, so will we.
No.
Yeah,
every week.
Maybe. I might be fired after this.
Thank you for watching the Fundamental Podcast. By subscribing to us on Patreon, you'll be supporting the show to keep ads off our content and allow us to expand to more videos per week. Benefits include a copy of the show sheet early for the people impatient for the data, 24 hours of availability for questions to be answered quickly, and 5 times the giveaway entries. Go to our playlist to find videos that will be uploaded on an irregular basis that contain Dynasty League help, gambling help, and more. Best of luck, and we'll see you next week.